Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Well, it's good to be back with you. It's time for Roundup, Wound Up on the Jesse T Show. Oh, yeah, baby. We are back together again. The crew is on its way, almost complete. David Shark Freilich is hitting the freeway right now. He'll be here in a few minutes. But off to my left, way over yonder there, the man with the tan who's always got the plan, and he's got it for you right now today on a Wednesday in Southern California, Michelangelo. Yeah!
I'm in the house. I'm still above ground, ladies and gentlemen. Still above ground.
That's right. That's right. Training hard, doing what he's doing.
Wrong mic?
That's all right. You got a mic for the setup. And the guy to my left right here, we haven't seen much of him. I don't know where he's been.
We're switching mics.
He's been here. He's been there. I know he's been everywhere. I've seen him all over Facebook and Instagram. But we're glad to have Dan, the man, the real dog that knows how to train hard for the ladies.
This is the horn dog. This is the horn dog. I'm vlogging.
And David Shark Freilich is on his way. When he comes in, we'll give him a special.
Isn't he?
Well, he's coming from a long way. It's Roundup, Wound Up every Wednesday right here from 5 to 6 on the Jesse T Show. It's good to have you along with us. As we do our thing, we're talking about the day's events and whatever we want to talk about and whatever suits our interests and makes us think about good things and bad things and all kinds of things. But, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kind of open mic, 424-227-9461. If you want to call in and participate in the show, 424-227-9461. Also, you can chime in on a whole number of places, facebook.com/Jesse Torrero. Also, Instagram Live at Jesse Torrero. YouTube at Jesse Torrero. Also, you can check out Michelangelo. He's got his Facebook going up right now. That's facebook.com/Michelangelo, right?
That's correct.
That's right. So you can chime into him and see what he's doing and get that going for us too as well. And we'd like to have you participate as much as you want to. But right now we're going to start participating with something very unique. I'm going to set something up and I want to hear what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about this shooting that's gone on in Florida in terms of the big argument? Should they have gun control or should they not have gun control? What do you think about that, Michelangelo?
Well, shit. I'm getting deja vu. Didn't we have this conversation last week?
Yep, but we're going to have it again because it's still going.
Did it not tell you exactly what was going to happen? What did I say was going to happen?
Or you tell me again.
I told you. They said we're going to bring up the gun issue. Then we're going to blame the National Rifle Association for its woes. And, I told you what my whole theory is, my whole conspiracy theory. Shark is in the house. What's up?
How are you, man?
Jesus, you look pasty, bro. Where you been, Alaska? You all right?
I'm fine. You're fine.
David Shark Freilich is back with us.
Dan the man, Jesse the T, the Crown Beauty, and Mr. Michael.
Yeah.
Man, he's looking like a lumberjack man straight off the mountain hunting for some gold.
He says pasty.
Pasty, like you come from Alaska or something.
It's been cold, man, where I've been.
Yeah?
And I tell you, you are like living in the outback right now. You look like you've been out there hunting some bear.
Where you been? Where you been? Oregon?
Oh. What's that state where all the potatoes are from? Iowa or Utah? Where are the potatoes from?
They're from everywhere,
Idaho.
man.
Idaho. And
Idaho.
Now get out there and
Idaho
make me some money, bitch.
You've been in Idaho?
You is?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm pimping it.
Yeah, that's right. See, that's why we like the crew here. The Roundup Wound Up crew is back intact because it flows when it's like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, he's touching my pink thing.
Talk about your pink thing. Let's talk about the big stuff that's happening in Florida near your home state where you kind of grew up, all this shooting and stuff.
Plantation, right?
Yeah, so talk about it. Should we have guns or should we not have guns?
You know what? I saw both sides of the story, and, I was raised Lutheran and Democrat, and there's percentages of both sides that are right and percentages of both sides that are wrong. It all depends on how it fits your agenda. But I believe in the Constitution. I believe in our amendments. I believe in the freedom to have the choice. And it's not something like a driver's license where you have to earn it. It's a constitutional right. So me coming from a military family, if they put 3 or 4 unemployed vets in every school and gave them a job, and those were the people that had the guns instead of a posted sign, gun-free zone, where only the criminals are going to be the ones carrying a weapon, then that might help. Either that or you can't make everyone not have guns because the criminals will always find them. But knives kill more guns than guns do. And knives,
5 times more.
Knives, spoons, and forks, blame them for making people fat.
That's right. We should eliminate knives, spoons, and forks.
Yeah.
Because it makes people fat.
Yes.
And it made me obese. And I'm not feeling well. I want to apologize, ladies and gentlemen, because I think I have mood poisoning, and I think it's something I hate.
Oh!
And if you look behind
yes.
him on his neck, all the hairs are curled from his backdraft.
So do we protect our schools with higher fences and barbed wire and metal detectors?
It's already Fort Knox.
Or
at
do
the
we
fucking
protect our
schools.
schools
We gonna
with
go there?
ex-military, ex-police that know how to handle a gun? Or do we protect our schools by eliminating all guns everywhere?
There was something that I heard also. It's like, and let me get it straight so I don't misquote what the fake news said. Let's either prevent some people from having any guns or all people from having some guns. Something like that. Like if you're mentally disturbed and you're on psychotropic drugs and shit like that, and you've been in and out of a mental hospital and you have a history of cuckoo, whatever. No, you cannot own a gun. If you're an American and you don't have a felony and you're living in peace and you have you don't have a rap sheet 4 or 5 pages long, yeah, you can own a gun. It's your right. But if you've crossed that thing, and I know there was a 3 strikes rule, and you can disagree with me, you can disagree with me. Everybody, I'm just saying this is where I'm coming from.
Look, there's the issue at hand. Is it mental illness that we should be afraid of? Is it guns we should be afraid of? Or is it people that are on psychotropic drugs, antidepressants, that are drugged up by the big pharma, both legal and illegal drugs, teenagers and young people and adults that might have weapons? Who is the culprit here? Mental illness? Second Amendment? Or these giant companies making millions and billions of dollars on America's becoming drug addicts?
But not only that, you go to whatever your little PlayStation something is, and it's all about blowing people up, pimping hoes, shooting up, explosion. That's what the kids are playing. How can I get more ammunition? I want to go to another thing and score some whatever shit and then deal it. And yeah, I'm packing some heat and I'm driving a stolen car and I'm with some fucking felons. That's the games that they're playing.
Right. Grand Theft Auto.
Right. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's a study that mental illness, people who have mental illness are not any more violent than people who are completely sane. There's a study that people that have mental illness who are on heavy doses of all kinds of chemical drugs to get you up, to get you going, to do this, to do that are being fed this, get angry. The mental illness turns into an anger. The drugs make it turn into an anger. And when you have anger and you're on drugs, the only way you can respond is through violence, and our violence is getting worse and worse. So I'm at the feel that the big culprit here, who's hiding behind the scenes of the government, the corrupt government, and the banking system, is Big Pharma feeding all of these commercials. Do you know, man, when you watch any one of these cable channels, every friggin' commercial is a drug commercial. For something. You got pink eye, you got red eye, you can't get it up, you can get it up, you got a heart attack, you got high blood pressure,
There's a pill for everything.
There's a pill for everything, man. They got you taking pills
There's a drug for
like
everything.
this.
And then let's say it's a minute commercial, for example. the first 10 seconds on how it can help your life, and then the next 50 is all the side effects it's going to cause
Yeah.
you. Bleeding from the eye, psychotropics, suicidal tendencies, blah, 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 this and that. Like, oh, my God. And then people are like, yeah, I'll try that if it's going to help.
And the kids are now out taking those little bags of soap that go in your
Tide
dishwasher.
Pools, those are delicious.
And they're smoking that.
No,
and they're
I
drinking
swallow.
that. There's these little Tide Pool bags, right?
I use them
so,
as suppositories.
So you see, I think the problem here, the base root problem, is one, the breakup of the American family. Two, poor
don't get me started
parenting.
on that.
Three, big pharma taking over everybody's life through GMO, toxic water, poisoned air, and pills that are poisoning us. Too much sugar in our diet. Okay, all that adds up to somebody who has mental illness that gets chemically imbalanced and now wants to strike out in a violent way because he's angry or she's angry.
Few more straws on that camel's back that tilts the
all
scale
of those
and
people
makes them go.
that did the mass shootings that we're talking about, Columbine, all these ones, Sandy Hook, and all these ones that everybody's talking about, every one of those killers were on some sort of crazy-ass drug that they'd been taking for a long time, and everybody knew it, and they had access to weapons. So you see, that's the problem. It's the freaking drug companies.
Weren't like 90-something% of them Democrats too?
Well, they could be Democrats, Republican. Yeah,
But I'm
they
just
were.
saying.
But the
you
bottom
go
line
back
is
and
it doesn't matter.
Who killed, assassinated Kennedy, and who assassinated Lincoln, and who assassinated this, and who killed, it's like, and I got nothing against anybody unless you got something against me, and then I love you even more because I'll meet you in the face with a 9-iron. But
Holy moly!
Yeah, the
this
shark
is a
is
violent
back.
show.
The
got
shark
time
is
for your
back.
bullshit.
The shark is back.
No, I'm a peaceful guy going.
I'm being corrupted over here.
I
want some good news. I'm going through bankruptcy, damn it.
I need some compose. I need compose.
Can I get some good news? Can I get a lap there?
Driving a badass convertible Mercedes.
Not for much too long. Not much too long.
You're going to be doing the camelback pretty
Exactly.
soon, huh?
I'll be RTDing it by next week.
I think you retire after
Hey,
that.
Lucy Gutierrez says, if you look at Chicago, where some of the strictest gun laws in the country are and exist, you see they have no effect, yet here in Arizona, where Lucy lives, where it's fairly easy to get a firearm and a CC permit, you have a CC permit, and you have been. There's less problems in terms of that. She also says, here are some facts and figures that don't lessen the tragedy, but do tell the truth. And the facts care little about people's feelings. She says here, and what she's reporting, Lucy is saying that 200,000 plus people die each year from other things other than gun people being shot. 700,000 people die per year from heart disease, etc., etc., etc. Paraphrasing because she goes long here, but it's true. There's a lot.
So in other words, it's being blown out of proportion. For the simple fact is, like I said, there's always a hidden agenda behind these things.
Yep.
And the one that I've uncovered is, I think the government wants to do away with all the public schooling and public education. It's costing them too much. They can't afford the damn teachers anymore. The teachers are paying for their own supplies. I mean, it goes on and on and on. They keep cutting. So now they figured, hey, you know what? Let some gun violence go down at the fucking schools. Have it happen 2 or 3 times.
You're right.
Let's go. They'll go after the NHR, and then down the road.
NRA.
I said
What's
the same.
We don't want the National Hot Rod Association to get in trouble. Thank you very much.
No,
They're not hurting us.
No, it's National Honor Roll.
Listen. They go after the National Rifle Association, which actually is protecting people's Second Amendment rights. We've already been over this. If it weren't for those people standing up for that Second Amendment right, the sons of bitches that are out there, they're too scary to carry a gun, don't want nothing to do with guns because guns are so scary. Guns don't just go off by themselves. People use guns on other people. Okay? Don't blame a gun. It's not a gun. It's just like any other tool that we have in society. It's just a tool.
Check it out.
Nothing else.
Look at it.
If you use that tool, which people will tend to do because they're retarded, they're crazy. I want to be politically correct, mentally challenged, because I am as well as mentally challenged as anybody out there.
No.
I go through my bouts of depression and loneliness and stress and so on. But that's life. People are going to go through these things. But I think it goes a step further than that. I think the conspiracy is the government does not want to pay for public school. They want everybody homeschooled, man. They want to take care of your own kids, man. Don't send them to public school because, the truth of the matter is public school, if you really look at it, even back in the day, was more of a daycare type of facility than it was a school. The teachers really weren't there to really teach. They were just there because they wanted a paycheck.
Let me throw some numbers
an easy
at you.
paycheck.
Let me throw some numbers here. Current 2018 U.S. death toll. 2018. Abortion. 130. This is 2018 now.
Okay.
137,000 people have been aborted. Life has ended for 137,000 people. Tobacco has already killed 43,000 people in our country. Obesity has already killed 38,000 people. Medical error, and we know about that here closely in our Power Voices family. We know about that closely.
Yeah.
God thankful that someone didn't die, but medical error has killed 31,000 people so far in the country. Alcohol has killed 12,000. Suicide has killed 5,300. Drunk driving so far in the country has taken 4,200 lives. Poisoning of some nature has taken 3,900 lives. All drug abuse, with the end of life, it's only 3,100 people have overdosed so far this year in this country.
In 7 weeks.
Prescription drugs, 1,800 people have died, and murder by guns, only 1,400 people. So you see this.
How many of them out of Chicago?
Oh, well, probably a lot of them.
Like 200.
So what I'm saying, a country like Switzerland, where they demand that every child, every man, every woman learns how to use a gun, safety of a gun, and is given a gun by the government. They're given a Glock 9mm. That's what they're given by the Switzerland government. Switzerland, okay? Happens to be where the IMF is, the International Monetary Fund, happens to be where the World Bank is, happens to be where all the bankers and the Federal Reserves report to, happens to be Switzerland, Basel, Switzerland, right? Is there no irony there? But they're all given a gun by the government, and they have almost literally no murder by weapon, statistically. Switzerland.
Packing heat.
Because everybody knows everybody's packing heat.
Yeah.
And when you
There
walk in,
are bars that you go to where it's on their side. Like chicks are serving you pitchers of beer with a friggin' 450 44 Magnum.
that's so
on their hip.
sexy. I swear
think
to
so,
God,
too.
man.
Pitcher of beer.
No, man, to have a chick in a bikini with a piece hanging right there, that is so friggin' sexy. I swear to God.
So what you're saying is there are a lot of other things in the world or in this country that are causing more casualties than
Honduras.
than
In Honduras, a population of 8.2 million people in Honduras, they banned citizens from owning guns. All citizens in the country of Honduras, in our hemisphere, highest homicide rate in the entire world. In Switzerland, they have no homicide rate. Very, 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 very low. Okay, you can go on.
Australia
and on.
too.
You can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Everywhere where they banned guns, in Cambodia, where they banned guns, they had over 1 million people killed.
But mainstream media is telling another
No,
story.
this is statistics.
No, well, we know what the
they're not
statistics are.
reporting on this.
Of course, they're not going to report on statistics. They're reporting on their agenda, and the agenda is let's scare the American public into thinking let's get rid of more guns because nobody can be trusted with a gun because this is what's going to happen. Your kids are going to get killed in school. So now if the kids don't go to school, homeschool them and the government won't have to pay for their school. And then it goes on and on and on and on. That's
solution. We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
Well, first off, if you've identified the problem in schools, I agree with the shark. The problem, look, teachers who are armed in school, where the schools have allowed the principal and they're allowed to be armed, they have almost no gun problem, okay? And you can look this up. These are statistical proofs. We have to arm in America. Where is that? East Coast, Baltimore, places where it's really bad. You can look this up and you can find it, okay? Places where children are at need to be protected better. Look, the president is protected by guns. The senators and congressmen are protected by guns. Judges and lawyers are protected by guns. Our banks are protected by guns. Everything is protected by guns. But the most important,
Yeah, but they don't want the citizens.
the most
to protect themselves by
important,
guns.
the most important
They don't want
jewel
that.
of life, our children, are protected by signs and fences that can be easily broke into.
Right.
Very simply, okay? I think every teacher, in my opinion, and I want to get your guys' slant on this, every teacher should be armed. They should have a choice whether or not they want to carry the arm, but they should have training and they should have the
They should
choice.
be
But you know what? I think
Now,
it's
let me
the step
finish.
further
Let me
than that,
finish. Let me finish. We should have ex-military guys that come back from Iraq and Afghanistan who want a new mission in life. That's the biggest thing. They got to have a mission. Okay? The mission is to protect the children of this country at school. Okay? And they're trained and tactical. And okay? Retired police, sheriffs, whatever, as well. We need to put 3 or 4 or 5 in every school in this nation. And that way, then at least the kids in the school will have a fighting chance because you'll have pros that'll take that guy out or at least start shooting at him before he shoots kids. Now, that's my opinion how you solve that problem.
I don't know, man. I don't
What do
think
you guys
this is
think?
going to happen. I know, you know what's going to happen? It's going to happen like that whole era with the, now people work out of their own homes. They don't even go into offices anymore. They don't have to take the drive. They don't have to pay. They don't have to get in traffic early in the morning. They have to clock into. That's the same thing that's going to happen with the school system, man. The school system is they're going to have this, this thing where, you have their monitors in everyone's home and, they're going to have their lessons for the day and they're going to sit in, in their own rooms and study at home where they don't have to worry about, going to school and being bullied or being shot at or can't get a decent a lunch or breakfast, and, it just goes on and on, man.
What do you think about that, Shark?
I want to hear Dan first.
Dan?
I like Jesse's ideas. They should arm the teachers instead of having these rent-a-cops. And ex-soldiers, too, as long as they don't have PTSD.
A part of PTSD is that they don't have a mission anymore. Did you know that? That's the biggest part the VA reports, that the mental aspect of not having a mission, coming home from always having a mission, today's mission, this week's mission, was to take care of my buddy, at least. That's what the mission was.
Yeah, but what kind of message are we sending if we're gonna all of a sudden say, all right, teachers should carry firearms when they go to school to teach kids? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's not
Maybe that'll
even
make the
logical.
teenage guy,
not
borderline
logical.
psycho, ADHD, bipolar, think
On
that,
drugs.
oh my God, I
I
can't
don't-
take out 25 kids. Maybe I'll get 3 or 4 before I'm shot.
I don't think that's even feasible. I think we're
I
past.
do.
I think we're past that point. We're past that point where we're gonna have teachers being armed in schools and all that. I think that's not where this is going, guys. Where this is going is kids, public schools. It's going to be 2 choices: either you have enough money to send your kids to private school where they have the best of everything and security is never an issue, or they're going to have to be
Well,
stuck
why
at
is
home
not
schools.
security an issue there? Because the people are armed?
No, because these things just don't happen in big private schools. We had this conversation. Why is it that all these gun incidents always happen at public schools? And there are always these mass shootings. They never happen at public schools. They never happen at private schools. Why? These people got too much money.
Well, I'll tell
That's
you,
why.
you want to know why? My daughter went to a private school her whole life, from kindergarten to high school. My son went to 2 private schools. In each one of those private schools, I'm going to tell you right now, each one of those private schools had armed, off-duty police officers.
Yeah, but was there ever an issue at those schools?
No, because they were armed.
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know.
ringing a
I don't know
bell.
if that's. I don't know if that was the actual cause.
Yes, they were
Because
armed.
They were armed. I don't think that's what it was. I
Everybody
think-
coming into that school knew that the
I think
cops
you
were
get what you
armed,
pay for,
and they had the
and
guns
when you're
there.
not
And if
paying,
you got
you
there,
get
you
what
got
you
your
get.
ass shot.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough of them. They need 5. Okay.
But the point is,
There weren't enough of them to cover a school that size, 3,000 people. There weren't enough of them. They were armed, but not enough. So in that respect, I mean, a lot of people are chiming in on this. A lot of people are saying, arm people. A lot of people are saying put military. A lot of people are saying, take
It's
guns
already
away.
military. They're locking schools down like they're prisons
It
now,
doesn't
you
work.
know?
But taking guns
I mean,
away.
come on.
All right, let's talk about weapons. Should an AR-15 be illegal in America for public citizens to own?
Well, why? The police got them. Why can't citizens have them?
That harkens to the Second
Okay, so in
Amendment.
a gun battle, if I got a 9mm and he got AR-15, who's going to win the gun battle? The guy with the AR-15, right? So why, if he got AR-15, why can't I have an AR-15?
Right. So
You
Dan the Man, what do you think about that? Should the AR-15 be illegal, which they want to make, or is that going to solve anything?
No, it should not be made illegal, and I think teachers shall have to qualify and get shooting pay every month.
Why not?
Getting shooting.
Shark, what do you think? AR-15, should they be banned just because they're the weapon of choice for mass murderers right now?
No, what you do is you get like a Winchester Defender where it holds 7 in the bottom barrel and 1 in the chamber, and you keep it locked to where only the teacher has the key or access to it. And, you know what I'm saying? In close range, it's hard to beat a double-barrel shotgun with, triple-aught buck or something.
That's right.
But yeah, AR-15 should not be banned, just like anything else. If the government can own it, the citizens can own it. I agree with Jesse and you guys. Don't take away my right to have something that you don't think I should just because you have one.
We are locked and loaded.
Why are they trying to turn this into a emotional, mental issue and not a guns rights or not having guns issue? Where is the real issue here?
Politics.
I think what Michael said last week was basically, it boils down to, mental illness is definitely, it's an issue, and I don't think the issue is really being addressed accordingly. People get dismissed all the time because they're weird or they're crazy or they're on meds or whatever the case may be.
Meds, but...
There's a lot of people out there on the streets like that, man, and they don't have anybody to go to. They don't have no help. They're just basically wandering around, with mental illness and, living off the streets. And I mean, that's mental illness, and for a kid to go to the extreme and gets to, get his hands on a weapon, which is, probably not the most hard. It's not that hard to do these days. So that's
especially if you're a criminal.
Well, not even if you're a criminal, it doesn't even matter. There's guys out there that committing crimes all day long. They just ain't got caught yet. You know what I mean? So there are more criminals out there. They ain't been caught.
They're smart criminals
that got caught.
The ones that got caught are dumb criminals.
Don't worry about the ones that got caught. Worry about the ones that ain't got caught. Because those are the ones you got to really worry about. And they don't talk about those
scammers on Craigslist or whatever. I like to catch them. They're like, oh, I sold a rear end for $800. The guy sends me a check for $2,500. Says, oh, just send the shipping company.
Yeah, right.
And then as soon as you do that, we'll pay you
You scam old people that way.
I was born at night, not last night.
Hey, talking about some of those stats, in 1865, Democrat kills President Lincoln.
There you go.
In 1963, a socialist shoots President Kennedy. In 1975, a Democrat shoots President Ford. In 1983, a Democrat shoots President Reagan. In 1984, a Democrat shoots the McDonald's. Remember the McDonald's? The McDonald's that was all shot up. In 1986, a Democrat kills 15 at Oklahoma Post Office. In 1990, a Democrat kills 10 at the GMAC office in Washington, D.C. That's Ginny
Probably
Mac.
the same thing I read.
In
And not all
1991,
Democrats are good.
Democrat
not all of them are
kills
bad.
23 at Luby Cafe. 95, a Democrat kills 5. 99, a Democrat kills 8 at Church Service. 2001, 2003, 2007, 2010, 2011, 2012.
How about this last guy in
2012,
Vegas?
2013, 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018, all Democrats. I don't know what that says. All I says is it's Democrats are killing a lot of people. They're killing these left-wing lunatic liberals, man. They're killing everybody.
Shit,
one of the best.
Should I bet? I'm going to carry my gun even more.
Yeah, you see the long
You know
list.
who
You
doesn't
saw the
carry a
list
gun?
of the Clinton, the
Guy,
Clinton
no,
list?
no, no.
Have you seen the Clinton hit list?
Yeah, tell me about the Clinton. Go ahead.
One motherfuckers got whacked around there, and then goddamn,
And they don't even have guns.
Right.
Yeah, they ain't even got
They
guns.
pick
No,
up the phone.
they fly planes in the mountains.
Yeah.
Well, the sword is mightier than the pen. You know what they say? What is that? The pen is mightier than the sword. I'm sorry. He was.
Yeah, you can steal more money with
contract.
a briefcase than you can with a gun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's change. You know what I can't stand is the hypocrisy of athletes and the hypocrisy of entertainers. There's an article going out there floating around with LeBron James shooting a massive assault rifle weapon. I can't even see what it is. It's massive. It's more than an AR-15.
Probably a 50 cal.
Yeah,
or
but then he hates on everybody's else ability to have an assault weapon, but he has.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I don't understand that hypocrisy that goes on.
I don't care what your daddy do.
And why is America so Hypocrites. Why are there so many hypocrites in America today?
I don't know, man. I guess I think that's the new thing to be.
Yeah.
I guess
The
that's
millennial,
the
the
new thing to do.
snowflake,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, like in
Left
San
agenda.
Francisco.
There are no more old school values, man. We're a
Yeah.
dying breed, man.
I
Jesse,
know.
we're a dying breed.
I know.
Trust
It's
me,
like
man.
it's a hypocrisy.
They got so
say
many
what you
different
do,
crazy-ass
do what you
rules these
say,
days.
and
It's
suffer
like,
the
right.
consequences
Yeah.
or reap the rewards. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we, I think for the most part in this room, have what we call respect for not only self, but for others. We don't try and rip somebody off or, cause them a bad time or take stuff that's not ours without asking or stuff like that. But the new generation feels like everything should be handed to them.
Enabled,
Thank
coddled.
you. Thank you.
In San Francisco, the sanctuary city of all time, it is the Haight-Ashbury district, flower power, love, sex, and rock and roll in the 1960s.
And they preach tolerance until you say something that they don't
in
agree
San
with.
Francisco, they have a
Come
major
on.
problem. And the major problem they're having now, they spent $30 million They spent $30 million last year cleaning up the feces, the hypodermic heroin needles, the trash, all in San Francisco, in some of the finest areas of San Francisco. They have a runaway problem. A sanctuary city, sanctuary state, sanctuary everything, but they have a problem. Right down here in Santa Ana River, today, it's happening right now, today. They're finally getting rid of that almost 1 mile long home encampment. Now, let me tell you the stats on this.
San Diego just had
Wait,
that.
I'm going to tell you the stats. They have picked up over 1,100 pounds of poo-poo. 1,100 pounds of human feces. They have picked up over 5,000 needles. They're cleaning it up right now. They've got the bulldozers.
Santa Ana?
Santa Ana River. You pass over it on the 90 freeway. You know how much trash they have cleaned up? 250,000 tons of trash today. They started doing it. Right here in that's a homeless problem. Now, what's going on with our country, guys? That we allow this to happen.
More of the have and less of the have-nots. That's what's going on. That's the squeeze.
Dude, don't you think it has something to do with sanctuary cities and sanctuary states?
No, I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with it, man. The times, man, it's getting ugly, man. It's getting really ugly. Again, it's just the have and the have-nots, man. The middle class is being done away with, and they're almost coming lower income now. I mean, you can't even say you're middle class these days. You're like middle class is like you broke. Oh, you middle class? You
better be making
you work
$150,000 a
month.
year.
So you work a month, basically. That's the middle class nowadays. It's like, hey, I'm only a paycheck away from losing everything. So I mean, that's what it is.
But
man.
yet Jerry Brown, our illustrious governor, El Stupido Brown,
Hang on, I gotta take a poop.
You go take a poop.
Stinky.
Jerry Brown has added 25 cents onto a gallon of gas to raise money to fix our streets and our dams that he didn't have the money to fix. Remember the Orwell Dam that almost exploded with all the rain? Mm-hmm. Yet they have $1 trillion. Do you know that the rainfall last year, when that big rainfall, California got hit with 1 trillion gallons of water. The people that study that stuff, scientists, they say California was hit with 1 trillion gallons of water that just went off into the Pacific Ocean because we didn't have the foresight as a state to have the dams and the aquifers and the reservoirs and all the things we needed to save the water. Yet we complain about a drought for 14 years or 15 years. We let 1 trillion gallons of water go off into the Pacific Ocean but yet we're a sanctuary state and we can give these sons of a bitches the ability to come across the border and go back, come across the border and go back, come across the border and go back, hit our streets with hypodermic needles and make 250,000 tons of trash in the Santa Ana River. What the hell is going on?
Man, you tell me, brother. You tell me.
I remember when I first got to town, a buddy of mine got here and our car broke down, radiator, flat tire. We put our money together and I think we had like $7.32. And I'm like, give me the money.
Thank you.
I went in one of those convenience stores and came back.
Cheers. Round up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheers or tears?
Real alcohol.
Cheers or tears?
I came back with a box of tampons, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing that? We're down and out. We just came, saved all our money. We got ripped off. The car broke down. Here we are in California. What the hell did you buy tampons for?"
Yeah.
I turned the pack over and I said, well, it says here you can go running and swimming and hiking. You can play tennis. You can go boating.
Oh, man. Oh,
that was
man.
the best vacation. And you can floss. No?
No, I think you were a little bit off. You need to go back to Georgia.
That was a dandelion.
Nice. Oh, you like dandelion?
That was a dandelion.
Dandelion wine.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Switch gears.
Switching gears.
Sex dolls.
Good. Oh.
Switch gears. Sex dolls, man. They're making sex dolls now that are going to be able to cook for you and clean your house, and then you can have sex with them at night. Sex dolls. What in the world is that about, guys?
Imaginary lovers never turn you down.
They just opened a brothel, I think, in Germany that has sex dolls that you can rent by like the minute. So you can go in there and get your pleasure on, and someone comes in with a squeegee and a whatever and a handy wipe, and they're good for the next round. But I think that's why people hire prostitutes to pay them to leave when they're done.
I think these are going to put prostitutes out of business because you don't have to worry about STDs.
Oh.
My blood runs cold. My angel's a centerfold.
Yeah, Jay Giles band. That's right. Sex dolls. Now, I don't get it with sex dolls. I just don't get
Sex
I used to
sheep,
have a mannequin. I'd put in my car for the diamond lane, right? And a blow-up doll. But my blow-up doll had a hole in its ass, so I kept blowing it, and it kept blowing out the ass. So...
let me pick up on the end of that. I got you. That was crazy.
Yeah, thanks for the
Because I remember
laughs.
biting mine in the butt, and it farted all over me and flew around the room and out the window.
Like that?
Sex dolls. I mean, did you see the robot chick? I forget her name.
Sophia.
It's like Ruby. Oh, Sophia.
Yeah.
Where she goes, they ask her these questions, and whoever programmed them is like, I would like to kill all of the humans one day, and I'd like to start mating with another robot. And it's just
want a baby. I
Well,
want a
then
baby.
They would need an erector set.
I was.
Lee, I feel bad. I thought I brought enough waters back. I want to get you one, brother. No, seriously. You look thirsty.
Take the TO, baby.
I am, but I'm good.
You sure?
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Come on. What's the next subject?
All right. The next subject. We got the next subject, and you're going to love this one. Your friend and mine, Mr. Bill Gates. Oh, yeah. Bill Gates, your friend and mine. Bill Gates, he has a philanthropic organization, which is one of the biggest in the world that vaccinates people. Okay? It is
With chemtrails or?
with vaccinations.
Because you can get those almost for free at Walgreens and CVS.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a
Gee.
flu shot.
I just thought
They'll
you
come
could
in
just look
there
up
and
in the
then
air in the morning
You've never
and see
been
the
sick
crisscross.
like you've been sick once you get that shot.
Oh yeah. Well, so now he has decided, and many people think he's part of the depopulist people, the
course.
depopulation people, and him and George Soros and Kissinger and Rockefeller and all of that. So he has decided that
Well, you
his
look thin.
vaccinations.
I am. Thank you.
He's decided that everybody in the world needs to be vaccinated. So for all the diseases that we have, that you get vaccinations
No, it's
for.
to shoot you up with stuff.
And so
vaccinated.
to make
what do
you
you think
sterile
about that?
That's what they call
and
it.
get cancer.
His first
Yeah.
target was the continent of Africa. And when they took the vaccinations over there 20 years ago. And, they had outbreaks of all kinds of diseases. So, I mean, is there a correlation with these people that want to depopulate the planet? And he's been on video saying that. Is there a correlation? Do you think that could possibly happen?
Oh, absolutely.
Can I run a similar parallel before you chime in? Because I'm going to forget what I say. Some schools require their children to have the vaccines to protect them from illnesses. Well, if the vaccines are so good and your kid goes there and he doesn't have a vaccine, isn't the vaccine supposed to keep you from getting the disease that the kid that doesn't have a vaccination has?
Dan the
Yeah,
man?
Well, I got all the vaccines when I was young, and I still caught measles and smallpox.
Fucking damn it, man. You gotta fucking love this guy. He always comes with a fucking doozy.
What me worry?
When you do stuff like that, you got to drop the mic.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm hung like an infant, like a little baby.
That's why I love these guys, man.
He didn't just say that.
The Roundup Wound
I gotta
Up
say
crew.
that.
Like a tiny
Hung
little...
like an infant. Thank you very much. Too much information there.
No, seriously. 18 and a half inches, 9 3/4 pounds, baby. Just like a little baby.
Home of the Whopper.
So the FBI knows about all these crazies who goes and shoots up the schools. They get all this pre-warning, but they don't do anything. All the way back to Columbine and Sandy Hook, they know about all these nutcases. Okay, they don't do anything. All right, that's number one. So now Mueller, the FBI, ex-FBI director, and now the lead investigator, now. Be careful what you ask for, because the tide seems to have been turning now, and the DNC it seems the one that are getting in trouble with this Russia stuff and all this stuff in this investigation.
After over a year of insinuating, they still haven't found any proof?
Right.
God.
So
Let's fill up the
So
CNN
now he
and
drops
Emmett.
it. He drops the anchor on 13 Russians that are being indicted in Russia, right? Like, we're really going to get them back, right? These 13 Russians. I mean, was this just a witch hunt and just a theatrical play for us to amuse ourselves, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Another distraction. That's all it was.
What are they distracting us from?
Man, the shit's going
From
down.
the other witch hunt.
From the other
Everybody
witch
loves Chachi.
He's fighting. Talk about that. Scott Baio is fighting the witch hunt that's after him, and he's got a pamphlet of
Bless you.
documentation showing that he never did anything with her. Mm-hmm. But yet he has to hire a $700 an hour attorney to defend himself.
Of course, because he's guilty before about proof he's innocent, right?
What happened to being the other way?
Yeah, a chick can charge you of rape, and it's up to you to prove that you didn't,
Right.
rather than have her prove that she did.
So do you
That
guys
did.
think that Trump is just, they sit around in these dark chambers in Washington, or the media does, and figure out just all kinds of ways to just jab at him? Mm-hmm. Or do you think,
They're so pissed that he won.
because they haven't found anything other than him being a little bit of a dummy sometimes.
And got a harsh mouth in a locker room 30 years ago.
And I'm a
but,
Trumpster. I mean, there are some things I don't like. He wants to increase the federal gas tax 25 cents, which would offset our tax relief act. But there are some things I don't like. He just did the bump stock things on the AR. I don't think he should have did that. Dan?
They just slinging dirt at him while drinking Singapore slings.
I love a Singapore sling. What's in a Singapore sling? You guys know?
Oh, I used to.
I did too.
I used to twist bottles. I like a president that takes, I don't know, a known traitor and trades them for 5 known Taliban people out of Guantanamo Bay and releases them. And then 3 of them go back and raise up arms against our country.
And they also get a couple $1 billion on a
as
late
a
night
bonus.
flight? Yes, as a bonus. Right.
Just like when Bush sent back the Arabian families when everyone else was grounded after 9/11, and you can still leave the country. You're the only flights that are allowed to go out in the airspace.
But we are being assaulted on every front in our country
from the inside
today.
out, baby.
I mean, look, you can't even donate any money to the Red Cross or the March of Dimes or UNICEF or Goodwill, because only 5 cents of it actually goes to what they say they're going to do.
You can get arrested for feeding the homeless. There's some lady that gave some guy a burger or a chicken sandwich, and they locked her up. It's like, I'm sure he'd rather have it than me throw it away. And that's just one example out of hundreds, if not thousands, a day somewhere.
That's right. Corn and cluck for under $1.
So how do we change this, man? How do we change
Revolution!
Anarchy.
Revolution.
Why can't
Do you think
we
we're at
be
that point now?
friends?
Oh, yeah, man. It's
getting close.
It's getting closer, man. It's getting closer, brother. It's getting closer. I hate to say it. It's a scary thought.
War, what is it good for?
I just hope I'm not here when it goes
Absolutely
down,
nothing.
man.
Say it again.
Positively.
I hope I'm
Do
on
you
some
know-
secluded fucking island somewhere, far the fuck away from this shit. Because it's gonna go down. It's gonna get ugly.
What-
People, I mean, think
only
about
so
it.
much
I mean, I got
you can take.
a few friends, and you know, every
You
time
only
I
have
see
a
these
few
guys,
friends?
they're always I have a few friends.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a few friends,
Oh, okay.
and the ones I do have are armed. They are armed heavily, and you know, every time I go see them, they got a new weapon or they got
Right.
more ammo.
Right.
It's like,
hey.
hey, look what I got.
Yeah, look at
Check out
this.
my new toy. It's
Yeah.
like, I said, and I asked him, I said, well, why? You know, I mean, you already have one. Why do you need, so much?
27.
And then
Right.
he's, and people are starting to get that feeling that, man, you better stock up, man. You better stock up because the shit hits the fan, man. And if you get caught with your pants down,
So what's the average response
You know.
time? If someone breaks into your house at 2 a.m. and you call 911, you're going to wait 15 to 18 minutes for someone to show up while your wife's
you
getting
be
raped?
Dead,
and
Yeah.
your
dead
kid-
as disco by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Do
can't
you
have a
think our
gun to
society has fallen to
self-defense.
chaos, anarchy, and mayhem completely? Or do you think there's some way that we can fight back besides having an all-out war and revolution? Because we'll lose it. We'll lose that. They got so many more to fight us in terms of weapons and stuff. They can kill us all really simple.
That's right.
Do you think the military would participate?
Who knows? I mean,
They got NATO in
know.
Georgia now.
Like what did I point out the other day? Just watching this thing unfold at the Florida shooting. I mean, the cops now they look like the military. It's not the fucking cops anymore. Now these sons of bitches, they got armored tanks and trucks, and they're coming into schools, like
Right.
fucking, a battalion. You know what I mean? They're going in there to fucking kill.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, that's a pretty clear sign, and they're pretty prepared. But I think overall in this country, there's a lot of big hotspots that people are actually coming together, and
Aren't
they
there like
have their-
24 sanctuary little cities that people are training to fight against America with the whatever?
Hey, look at
Sect
ISIS has
culture.
bases
They're
already
doing it
all over this
everywhere.
country.
How can you allow that in your own country?
How can you allow?
That's what I don't
How
get.
can you allow Islamic Muslims that just want to chop people's heads off and have Sharia law in our country? How could that
and
possibly
you can't
be
pat down
when we
the
are a
chicks that are
Protestant
wearing
nation?
a garbage bag because it's against their religion?
How can you
while
do
they go
that?
through TSA?
Yes.
but
Dan
you
the man?
can colonoscopy a dude, with a walker.
All I have
I
to
love
say is Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, one of my favorite.
Private Pile, just what is your major malfunction?
classic. I love that.
Favorite movie. Let me set up a scenario for you guys before we jump into the next topic, okay?
We got
All right.
8 minutes.
All right.
Thank you, big dog.
Let me set up a scenario. It's called an EMP explosion, an electromagnetic pulse. Any country that has access to a nuclear weapon, and there's a lot of them, and North Korea has access to nuclear weapons too. Okay, any country that has an access to nuclear weapons, all they have to do is blow off a nuclear weapon, a small one, 1 mile to 200 miles above the atmosphere, or 1 mile to 200 miles out in the ocean. Okay? And that electric magnetic pulse will take the whole North American grid down.
Shut it down.
This is what will happen.
Chaos, baby.
This is what will happen.
Like you
on
said,
telephone
be
poles,
prepared.
you know those big cylinders up there?
Transformer.
Those are filled full of oil. And that oil is there to keep the wires cool as the electricity goes through the high voltage wires at about 4,000 degrees. The minute the EMP happens, that goes white hot, 10, 12, 15,000 degrees. All of those transformer boxes will explode with fire oil coming down on people everywhere. Also, what will happen is it'll take a EMP and all the wires on every apparatus will go white, catch on fire. It goes so hot, it catches on fire. Okay? So you'll have many structures in a blaze. There's no military. There's no 911. It's all gone. And it's gone for 15 years. They say that 93% of North America's population will die in the first year of an EMP explosion. Now, the sun can do it. It did it in 1860s with a coronal explosion, okay? And it knocked out the whole telegraph system. That was the only electrical thing in the 1860s, all over America, okay? So they say 97% of all of the population of North America will be dead in 1 year. Okay, now, set that scenario up, and that happens. Do you think America is prepared for anything?
They've already tested up in New York. I just want to add something to that. That EMP, I'm sure it's more concentrated effect will have a greater impact closer to the detonation area, but it's still going to shut down. You guys think you can't get along without your cell phone? When you can't pump gas, you can't do banking,
everything.
You can't go grocery shopping. When you
your
can't
food
charge
is
your
rotten.
car,
your
whatever,
water's gone,
you're
Dan.
gone. Your
We'll be-
refrigeration.
Finish.
No, I was done.
We'll be back to the Stone Age, and I'll hope to be like Freddie Flintstone and make her bed rock.
Nice.
Nice. But, think about this. Korea can do it. China can do it. Pakistan can do it. Japan can do it. England can do it. France and Germany can do it. America can do it. Russia can do it. India can do it. Australia can do it. These are all the countries that are nuclear armed.
And don't think that there's not something sitting in Jacksonville, New Orleans, Port of Los Angeles or something that has a 45-foot container that's got one of those that snuck in, just like they bring in the surface-to-air missiles and grenade launchers and stuff over Mexico's border or Canada's border.
So I'm telling you guys, you better be prepped ready. You better have Band-Aids and bullets. You better have a place to go. And you better watch out for everything and everybody. You better have food and water. And if you don't, you're going to be part of the 97%.
And don't forget your sissy beads.
So when you talk about that kind of stuff, cataclysmic restarts
We got
of the
2
world,
minutes left, bro.
and you look at what we have going on right now, do people ever even think what the worst case scenario is
Nope.
versus what we have going on now? And maybe we can improve on our lifestyle and our quality of life between people because we never know when it's going to end.
That's right.
And most of the mayhem is going to be in the big cities that are
No, it's going to
populated.
it's equal around the country. Everything goes down in EMP.
But I'm saying the mayhem will be where you have
concentration-
like downtown Los Angeles.
Oh, forget it.
The Los Angeles County has more people than the country of Australia.
Mm-hmm.
There's 23-something million in Australia, and there's 25 million in the 75 square miles around here.
Instantly, every plane in America flying. Remember 9/11 when they took all the aircraft down and all the things, and the skies were silent?
Yeah.
Instantly, every plane would go nosedive kamikaze into the ground.
Unless you're flying a glider.
With my luck, the guy flying the glider would have a pacemaker.
Wow. That's something to think about, folks. I mean,
That's serious, real stuff.
It is. It certainly is.
I'm evacuating. I'm going down under to go down under.
So,
up Periscope.
we covered a lot of ground
so folks,
today.
get it together out there.
Yeah.
Show some love for one another.
That's right.
Love one
Thunderclap
another.
Newman.
I think that's really the thing. What time we have in this country,
Yeah.
we is not ours. We're living on borrowed time.
We had this conversation a little earlier before you guys showed up. It's like everything's temporary in this world, man. Everything. Houses, cars, women, wives, kids. It don't matter. Everything is temporary. And, so you got to enjoy, every day like it's your last, man, because tomorrow may not come for you.
That's right. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Amen.
God bless you. Billy Graham died, 99 years old today.
Wow.
99. Hey, look at what you got going on.
Not a damn thing.
Okay. All right.
Just training, man. Just training. A lot of training.
Good.
A lot of time at the gym.
Shark, what you got happening?
A week from tomorrow, I will be on a Discovery show with a working title called Garage Gold. And I don't want to give out the secret of the bag that's being shipped from L.A., as in Lower Alabama. But it will be along the lines of Monster Garage and Jay Leno's Garage and stuff like that.
All right.
And
I'm
just
Discovery?
grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful and honored and blessed to wake up every morning and have a pulse and do something good for someone else because I've been so blessed and fortunate.
Dan the Man, what you got happening?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Positively nothing.
Hey, man, I got to congratulate my daughter up in preseason right now with the NWSL, the Major Leagues of Women's Soccer. She's with the Chicago Red Stars.
Wow.
And she got signed a preseason contract. and now she's got to make the team. So her dreams are coming true, man. Big time. Saying hi to my son, who's a pro obstacle course racer. He's got a big 8-hour endurance race here in Los Angeles coming up on March 4th.
Wow.
So he's training hard and heavy for that. That boy is a winner all the way. And me, Jesse T, I'm always here with you on the Jesse T Show with the Roundup crew.
Yeah! Lee Michaels! Woo, 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 woo.
Lee Michaels in the house keeping us straight.
Yeah.
Hey, have a good one. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Jesse T Show live at 5. See ya!